Peace, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. It's your brother, Knowledge Born Alive, back with another public service announcement. On here live on the late night. Word. And I'm waiting on history in the making right here. I'm going to get a little snapshot or a peek into a saga. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a saga. Everybody got a story. So we about to get a peek into the saga. You understand what I'm saying? Because the saga continues. You know? So we just waiting here for a little second. And we're going to get started. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We up in here. Red Fidel. What's good with you, King? Waiting for a jewel to show up. You understand what I'm saying? Waiting for a rare jewel to show up. And, you know, when the queen show up, it's going down. It is going down. And as you see, the queen is in the building. It's about to go down. For real. For real. There she go.
What's going on?
So, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, whomever is watching right now, it is my honor and privilege at this time to introduce some and present to others. My Gemini sister, we about to get into some Gemini shit, so if you don't like Geminis, I don't know why you tuned in, okay? But we about to have a Gemini moment with a true gem who has blessed us over the years, and maybe you know, maybe you don't know. You understand? But you're about to know a little something right now because we got our favorite kind of concoction right here. You understand? In this saga, we got Blue Raspberry in the building. Welcome, sis. I love you. What's going on? How you feeling and stuff?
What's going on, bro? I'm chilling. Just got in, so I might look a little rugged right now.
Oh, nah, you good. You understand? If I wasn't holding my phone, I'd be clapping right now. You understand what I'm saying? But we was on together yesterday with our brother, you know, Judah Priest and Dungeon Master, and I was like, yo, after y'all kicked me out for Buddha Monk and shit, you understand? And he ain't never show up, you know.
No, he didn't.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Y'all kicked me out and shit. I had to go back to the audience and shit. I got silenced. You know what I mean?
You should have came back in.
Yeah, but yeah, I know, Judah was trying to move around with the stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Uh, I was like, yo, that's her. You know what I'm saying? I felt like Bruce Leroy in The Last Dragon when he seen Lord Charles on the screen. Like, that is her. I would like to see her. Oh, snap. Imam Thug was good. He was like, I would like to see her. You're like, that's her. That's her from Rainy Days.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
That, yo. So I need to know. What you can share with us about, this journey, like, how everything kind of came together for you, and why did we think, for most of us, that it was Takitha and not you?
I have no idea why y'all thought that. I have no idea. I have no idea. Takitha came in after I did because I already had done Cuban Linx, Tical. After that, the Pillage, did the remix to Gravediggers 911 Suicide, 800 Suicide 911, one of those.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so I think when the Cream Team came in with Soul in a Hole, that's when.
Damn. Yo, where my team at? My team at? Timbo and everybody. Yeah, that was nuts. That was nuts, though.
Yeah.
So your entrance was like 93, right? 93?
Yep, exactly.
Man. What can you share about us, about your entrance? You see what I'm saying? Like, how did that all kind of come together?
What, like when I met them?
Yeah.
Well, basically, I'm from Jersey, born and raised. I was
Jersey
working
in
at
the house,
casino,
yo. I'm from North.
working at the casino in Atlantic City, and they had the Impact Convention out there. And I was working at Bally's, me and my cousin, a couple other girls. And so I got off of work and we was walking to go to Ocean One right across from Caesars. And I think it was Somebody Loves You by Patti LaBelle that was playing on the intercom. And I was walking and I was singing it. And I seen these dudes standing over there and they was like, they heard me and they was like, yo, can you do that again? And I was looking around and I was like, cause see, I was kind of, sound weird, but I was kind of shy at the time. Cause I really wasn't trying to be a singer and I wasn't thinking about it. And then my cousin was like, okay, Candi, you better go do that. Yeah, she could sing, and this and that, You better go over there.
Shout out to your cousin, word.
So I went over there and sung for him, and I believe it was, if I can remember well, it was Ray Ghost. I think Inspector Deck was down there, and you guys, it was one of them, but it was about 4 of them. And they wanted me to go see Rizzy. It was like, our producer is upstairs and we want you to go talk to him. And see, at this time, like, I didn't know who they were.
Right.
Like, Protect Your Neck was on like the white cassette tape. I think, yes. I don't know if it was a demo or whatever, but they went up there, my cousin and them went up there with me, and that's when I met RZA. And I think that's when I really saw Meth. I saw Jizza up there, and there was a few other people, but it was smoky as hell. So, it made me a little cloudy. And, and, we kicked it for a second, and RZA was like, well, we just starting out right now. And he was like, I'm not even going to say if, but when we blow up, I want you to, do the vocals and everything. So we kept in touch and everything. Rain Ghost would come down to the crib and, we go back and forth. And then finally, like maybe a few months later, like later on, before Fresh came out. So Heaven and Hell, that movie Fresh, Heaven
Yeah.
and Hell was really done before the movie Fresh came out.
Whoa.
Because on the movie Fresh, they just played the instrumental,
Right.
but Heaven and Hell was done.
Mm.
And so after that is when we did the video. And that was like the first song. Heaven and Hell was like the very first song that I did with them. And then after that came Glaciers of Ice, Ice Cream. My vocals is on that.
Yeah.
Let me see. Rainy Days came later on. And in the midst of all that, I was still, doing my album, Blunted Soul, and which never came out. But let me see. I was doing a lot of like the Gravedigger shit. I did that remix in between that time. Mr. Sandman, Release Your Dolph. I did some songs in between that. I had did It's Time for the Don't Be a Menace soundtrack.
Right.
Did that. And then after that, did Capadonna's Pillage, Young Hearts, did that. Killer Bees. I can't even name them all.
You was working.
Yeah. And Ghost Dog.
Yeah, that's sounds
Strange Eye, did that. I did a lot of I put in a lot of work.
In the midst of that time, that span that you were in, what was it like, studio wise, recording? Like, so when did you come to the point like, oh shit, I'm really with some people that's really about to do some things? Like what was that moment, if you could remember?
That part never really hit me. Cause I don't know. It's weird because I just looked at them like they my brothers, we doing this. It never really hit me like, oh shit, we stars and anything like that. I never even looked at it that way. It was just, I was just being me.
So even from now, I got to ask you something silly like this. How did it feel to hear yourself? You understand? Like outside the studio, like cats is riding around, you hear yourself in somebody's car real loud. You understand what I'm saying? Like we from the same place. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm from North. You see what I'm saying? So we from the same place. You know what that purple tape did in the summer. You know what Ice Cream was. You understand? Like what did all of that feel like for you? You see what I'm saying? Like we going crazy over Ice Cream. We going nuts over the purple tape.
Honestly, if you want me to be 100 with you, I never even told anybody I was working with Wu-Tang. I never even told anybody at the crib I was working with them. It just so happens that when Video Jukebox was out, Heaven and Hell came on Jukebox, and I was asleep in my room. And all of a sudden, my phone was ringing off the hook, and I was like, what is going on? And they was like, you ain't tell me you was singing. You ain't tell me you was working with Wu-Tang. I'm like, what are you talking about? And they were like, turn on Video Jukebox. Turned it on, and I was real tired. And so I was like, oh, okay. I'll call you. I was working. Okay, let me call you back. Before I can even hang up the phone, you remember when it was called waiting and you had that big ass click?
Yes.
It was like, I was like, hello? Yo, turn on Video. Hold on, let me get up and look at this shit. And I saw it on there. I was like, whoa, I am on TV. Okay. It was like a real slow reaction to it. Because I don't know, I just always been a type, like I never really was like really hyper about a lot of stuff. Because to me, it was like, okay, this is what I'm doing. And I also was working at the casino still at the same time. So it was like, okay, this is happening. And, chills went through me a little bit like, wow, there I am on TV. Oh, shit. I kind of left it at that, And then people started knocking at my door. And I really didn't know how to react. So I wasn't one of them ones like, yeah, I'm the shit and this and that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't walk around like that. Like I didn't know how to react. But it was like, I'm gonna tell you seriously, I was shy as hell. You know, it was like, wow, thank you. You know, everybody's like, yo, you killed that shit. Da, 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 da. Thank you. Okay. You know? But in between that, how everything came about, like even with Ice Cream, I would just like, RZA kind of got the formula down packed with me because I would just randomly sing. Because if I see a mic and it's on, I'm going in there and I'm going to warm up. I'm going in there and I'm just going to sing whatever come to my head. So with Ice Cream, I was singing, Hold On. I was just like singing the beginning part of Hold On to Your Love with En Vogue. That's why you was hearing that, ooh, I treat you bad. So that's and that went on Ice Cream. And and like even with Glaciers of Ice, I was just in the booth like rehearsing. But see, RZA knew when I came in there, RZA's really good at catching the genie in a bottle. He don't miss anything. So, you know, with Glaciers of Ice, remember the end of Over the Rainbow? And she was like, so I started doing that and everything, and he snatched that part.
So that's what happened. Glaciers of Ice original, man. Look, I'm a super duper Master Killer fan. So Master Killer, like one day we're gonna speak. One day we will speak and we will have this conversation. Now this is like an even more crazy conversation we're going to have because of you. You understand? Like that right there. So good for my soul. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, like
my allergies are bothering me like crazy right now.
That's all good.
But yeah, that's how, you know, that's how all that was. But even outside the music, like, you know, RZA used to just keep me around. Like sometimes I would go out to Staten Island and I just be there. You know, just really brainstorming and coming up with things. And he used to, when he stayed on I think it was Forest Ave in Staten Island, like he used to keep me up under his wing a lot, you know, in the studio where it would just be me and him, and he's you know, working on shit and I'm sitting there doing shit. I go in the booth, you know, and just start freestyling and stuff like that. You know, and then he would catch it. And a lot of times that's how it was. So nothing was really planned or anything. It was just like we would go in there, everything was just organic.
Right.
Like seriously, like RZA got me into playing video games with Panasonic 3DO, Samurai Showdown and shit.
Talk
like
about
we would be all in the living room, like just playing video games. And right after that, I went and got like I think I went and got a Sega Genesis. Then after that, it was like over. Like right now, I'm an Xbox fiend right now. Like for real. You know, so
I gotta tell you, every time it rained real crazy, you are the voice in the soundtrack of rain. You understand? I was in Washington State. It rained, you know, 13 months out of the year. You understand what I'm saying? You might get 20 minutes of sunshine out there. And when the rain gets too much, you understand? Or I need to zone out and go somewhere and get real introspective. Your voice. That's it. You understand what I'm saying? On rainy days, I sit back and count ways. So how to give, like, do you know the soulfulness you brought out of these brothers because of the soulfulness that came out of you? You understand? Like that melodic, soulful pitch and range that's not one-dimensional, because I'm going to tell you a Release Your Doubt story in 1 second. You understand?
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna tell you some shit like in 1 second, but rainy days, yo, like my soul, like what brings rain, hail, snow, and every place. You know what I'm saying? Like they brought out our language, our culture in a way that was fly, that was slick, but without this essence right here to hear it, it wouldn't have came out in the same kind of way. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so I
Yeah.
want you to know that, as a brother. You understand what I'm saying? Like, as a white, you know what I'm saying? If that's a fucking word. Like, understanding the intricacies in how your gift was able to give us the best of the MCs in this group. You see what I'm saying? So aiding in the path that will open a lane up for somebody to come after you and be able to do it. You understand? So I
Mhm.
think it's just remarkable to be able to conversate with you about an experience in your life. You understand? Like, maybe it don't come to you in the way that it's supposed to. You see what I'm saying? But I'm here to tell you, like, yo, I love what you gave. You understand? Because of what it was able to give back in so many ways to so many people all around the world. You could be walking next to people and they don't know. They bumping your shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they 25 years later, children are going to see Wu-Tang. They weren't even born. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they're going to see them now. These are now adaptations and things like that. They're bumping what you gave. You see what I'm saying? They're bumping what you gave. You're offering. You're immortal. You understand? Because
I appreciate that.
it's there forever. It's there forever. So let me tell you this Release Your Death story. My man Karev from Heritage Hip Hop, he in here. You understand? So there's a couple of songs. If I heard them, and
Hmm.
I was waiting in line to go to the club because I was overseas in the military. The club don't close overseas.
Oh, okay.
If the shit was playing, we was getting in for free. If any up the remix was playing, we getting in for free.
Oh, wow.
The Rockweiler, if it was playing, because they didn't want the penalty of trying to stop us from getting into the place. You understand what I'm saying? So, we might
Hmm.
come somewhere, it might be like 10 of us. By the time we got
Yeah,
to
they
the
didn't want it.
door, it was like 200 of us. You understand what I'm saying?
They
So,
didn't want it. They didn't want it.
bless their hearts, whoever they paid for security, because they was going to have to earn their money. So they just was like, like part in the Red Sea, let them through. So I was in one
Yeah,
of
because
these.
if they didn't, I'm gonna leave that there. Go
Right,
ahead.
right, right. So I'm in this spot, right? And it's a bunch of, cats on the dance floor. And this is a big ass gladiator looking Turkish dude on the dance floor. And
Hmm.
he got his arms bowled up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to act like us. You understand? So Cats is looking because he big and, he look intimidating. I said, what the fuck is he doing? So I get, we on the dance floor, we drunk, we got bottles, we drinking out the bottles and it's spilling on the floor. We done in there.
Hmm.
The DJ put on when I first set on the shit. I was like, oh my motherfucking God. Why did he do that right now? And everybody look at it like, oh shit, he about to lose it.
Oh, wow.
Woo! So yep, I lost it. And I seen that big
Yo,
dude, he
that
was
I'm
blowing
telling you,
everybody.
that song made niggas go crazy, mosh
Yes.
hitting like
Yes. So you
crazy.
know what happened. You know what happened to him. He was no longer the big tough dude that was blowing everybody. I
I
picked that
already
dude up
was figuring that.
in the air and choke slammed him. You understand? So, you got somebody choke slammed, okay? I need you to know that. You got somebody choke slammed because of Release Your Death right there.
Ah,
Yeah.
my man came in. Okay. Connie, love you, baby. Ghost dog, you said what? Oh shit, hold up.
What they saying?
Oh, word. Tell him I said thank you. He said his brother loves my voice. And
Yeah.
somebody's laughing at you saying choke slam. I'm telling you, that didn't surprise me. When you say you choke slam, dude, it didn't
Yeah.
surprise me.
Yeah, no, he got it. He learned the hard way. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he learned the hard way that day. Like, when you see black people, mind your fucking business. You understand? Like,
exactly.
and
Especially anything dealing with Wu. Mind your fucking business.
For real. Yeah, like that. Like, what did you do? What did Meth hear from you that made Meth? Because Meth went fucking bananas on the beat. On top of that, you gave us like some crazy Meth. Like, yo, Meth blacked the fuck out. Like, from the hook, from everything. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we keep it moving, we keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like. That was like an out of body experience.
So with that, it was mainly RZA. I think he wanted the Gloria Gaynor, the Gloria Gaynor feel.
Yes.
Yes. He did when I first stepped on, listening to when I first stepped on the scene, we politicked on that and shit. So I got behind the mic and they didn't even know how I was gonna do it. And I just screamed it. When I first stepped on the scene, and it was like, oh,
yeah, yes.
And so I just started riffing that shit at the end and carrying them notes, and that shit just went crazy. That shit went crazy. Yeah, Wu drones everywhere. The best to ever do it. Thank you, baby.
That's right. Shit, talk that shit. Bring that fucking Meth in here. Look, that's what you did with that. That's what you did with that. Bring that fucking Meth in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes.
It was crazy because when the video was done, I was in the other room while they was in, I think it was the elevator shaft or whatever. I was eating Chinese food. I wasn't trying to go down there. That's why you didn't see me in the video. I was on the other side talking to Moni Love. We was just, on the other side chilling. There was people there selling gear. That's when I started getting that tribal wear gear and shit like that. And, they did their thing. So in the beginning of the video, you probably you see my profile. That's it. And, I didn't want to be in between a whole bunch of niggas pushing each other and shit like, so I just stayed, in the other room. But yeah, that's why you only see like a part of me in that video in the beginning.
You and Moni Love just chilling. You see that? You see how natural this shit is? You understand? Like, this is like heaven stuff for us. It's like, me and Moni Love is chilling. You know what I'm saying? She was in the middle because, she stayed in the middle. You know what I mean? Like,
Now, what I can say is that Heaven and Hell video, I did not like what I was wearing. Ghost went out and bought me that at the last minute, and I felt like a pilgrim. I mean, it was a floor-level dress with a white shirt up under it, had a nerve to have like these suspenders on it, and I looked at it like,
Whoever that shit.
But I mean, it gave it the right feel, though. Had the band playing behind, the scene of a band playing behind us and everything. So it was the right feel. It wasn't that time for no leather cat suit and thigh-high boots and stuff like that. So, yeah.
That's why we don't go shopping. That's why we pay for shit. You understand? We ain't qualified. We don't know what the fuck we doing out there. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just leave certain shit to certain shit. Like, somebody asked how they get Meth to hang upside down in the straitjacket.
I don't think they had to get him to do it. He just did it.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
I don't know.
That's classic Meth shit right there. Jumping in the crowds.
With rainy days, it's funny. We was in the RZA's basement. It was just me and RZA. And I was playing the keyboard, and it's this old video game that was just like, and if you hear Rainy Days, you hear that's broken up.
Yes.
And that was just, me and RZA was in the studio at that time. Heaven and hell yeah. Me and RZA was in the studio at that time, and you know, he, like I said, he always kept the mic on. So one of my favorite songs, you guys, excuse me, my allergies are tearing me apart.
Do not
So
apologize again. Okay, you are good. You are good.
I went into the booth after he had the booth built down there and everything, and like I said, he's good at catching a genie in a bottle. So one of my favorite songs was a song by Donna Summer and Barbara Streisand, and it was like, it's raining, it's pouring, my love life is boring me with tears. So it got broken down. It's raining, it's changing, my man is going insane. So that's how, you know, that shit came about. And after I did all that, Raymond wasn't even on it then. I just, like, later on, boom, there's Rainy Days, because I didn't even know what RZA was going to do with it. So, yeah, Ray and Ghost put their shit on it, and that's what it was. Shit went platinum.
With the classic-ass killer tape sample.
That
sang beautifully just
tape.
now.
I mean,
yeah,
I'm going to be honest, I had a bunch of purple tapes, and around my hood, niggas was getting robbed for that shit. Niggas was getting robbed for that shit, for real, like straight up. And I would give it to them. They be like, man, some nigga took my shit. And I was like, oh, I got one. Here you go. You know, so I didn't really listen to it like outside the studio, because it was like banging in the studio, like, and I was there a lot. So I would, you know, look out for niggas that got robbed for their shit, you know, give them a tape or whatever. But, you know, it was cool. And when I was did the remix with Gravediggers, I believe that was on a rooftop over in Brooklyn. I forgot where we were or whatever. But Poetic, that was my dude. Rest his soul. That was my guy right there. Like he was a nut. Like he kept me. I think when I was just around the Gravediggers, I think Poetic really kept me comfortable around everything, because the shit was still like real new to me until I got like real comfortable around them. But it was cool. Like, they my brothers. Like, ain't nothing ever gonna change that shit. I love them niggas to death. You know. Shit, RZA is the one that got me on sake, hot sake. Shit, I had my first taste of Cristal with RZA sitting in the studio. He poured me some.
Wow. I still ain't never had no Cristal in real life, ever. You know, in my mind, I had a little bit.
I'm gonna tell you, that shit tastes like carbonated air. I don't even see... They probably gonna get me, but I don't even see what the hype is about that shit. That shit tastes like carbonated. I tasted it, and it was like, ooh, it's like a ginger ale with no taste, but it'll make you burp.
Crazy. Crazy. I guess that's what money's supposed to taste like, you know, like that. Like, I guess it tastes like money, you know, and I ain't never had enough money to get that, you know. And when I get enough money, I'm not getting it, so I'll never know what it tastes like. I'm good. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think it's really just the name or whatever the bottle looked like. And, you know, I guess, you know, niggas is like, oh, I got Cristal because of the name, but I'd rather drink Barefoot Moscato before I drink Cristal, to be honest.
Thanks to Big. Rest in peace to Big. Thanks to Big for, you know, Cristal. You know, so that's probably why people were drinking that shit. Because Big and Jay-Z, drunk on Chris, mommy on E, can't give a little mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, some shit like that. Like, nah, I'm good. Henny is fine. Cisco is
you know what?
good.
That hot sake, though, that hot sake hit different.
Yeah, I had some.
When RZA gave me that shit, I was ready to finish the bottle. I was like, wow. All the way to this day, everywhere I go, I ask them, you got some hot sake?
Right.
Not drink all that shit. But yeah, it was fun. It still is whenever I'm with them. it was fun. Like I never met like no group that I've been around. I've never met that has so many different energies, but matched each and every energies that matched each other.
Right.
Because meth comes with an energy, Ray comes with a certain energy, Ghost comes with a certain energy, RZA comes with a certain energy, like ready to chop your head off. Fucking Dirty came with the energy, like I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Then Yui come with the energy, like like I'm that king right now that I'm just chilling, but I knock you the fuck out type energy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Inspector Deck just came bars, and it was like all of it was a different energy, but they all meshed together really well. And I'm just like, I didn't know that they was going to change the history of hip hop.
Right.
Like that. And I can say that, I be brushing my shoulders off sometime. I ain't going to go all wild with it, but I brush my shoulders off sometime. Like, that was me. Yeah.
Right. Yes. As you should, and if you need a reminder, I'm here to remind you. You see what I'm saying? Like the people that's here, that's showing up, it's a reminder because, there are aspects to where, you can get rewritten out of history. Like they're making things now to where you like, who that little white girl? Oh, that's Blue Raspberry. You see what I'm saying? Like they'll do some shit like that. And then say, it's based off a true story and blah, blah, blah. They'll do kind of shit like that. So if you don't tell your story, somebody else going to be trying to tell your story for you.
Somebody else will tell it and they won't tell it correct.
Right.
Just like how I got my name. We was at Chung King and it was after one of Dirty's sessions. I think he was doing Raw. I like it raw. And afterwards, Killer Priest, we all was out there and they was calling me Candi then. And then they was like, we got to think of a name for Candi right now. We got to think of a name, a Wu name for Candi. And Killer Priest was like, when I look at you, I think of a Blue Raspberry. So as soon as he said that, niggas was like, ooh, he killed it. And I'm looking like, Blue Raspberry. Okay. I went with it. Sounds like a stripper name, but I went with it. But I never even really heard of Blue Raspberry, like Candy and all that, until after that. And it's like everybody came out with a Blue Raspberry flavor.
Right.
But maybe it was already out, but I didn't pay attention to it until I was deemed Blue Raspberry.
That's it. Right? You ain't never seen your car before till you get in it, and then you see your car everywhere you go. You see what I'm saying? So.
Oh my God, that shit is so true.
It works like that.
That shit is so true.
It worked like that.
But yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I remember when we did Wu Forever, and I really didn't do anything. Me and Salima was on when Papa Wu and Uncle Pete was preaching. That was just us in the background riffing and everything. I couldn't do much because I was pregnant with my son. I was like 7 months pregnant with my son in there, so I didn't do too much. Then Young Hearts was made at the mansion in Jersey, in the basement there. I think that one, I like my vocals on that one a lot. On Young Hearts, on The Pillage. Yeah. I think I like my vocals on that one a lot. When we did Ghost Dog, that was straight organic. Like straight organic. Because what you hear on Ghost Dog is soon as I got behind the mic, I started singing that. And that was it. That was the recording. I went back over it and did some harmonies, and that was it. Freestyle.
Crazy.
And I freestyle into all my songs until this day. I freestyle them.
Crazy. Classic shit right here. Damn. Ghost Dog was one of my favorite movies, and the soundtrack was crazy. I was watching The Professional after I got off with y'all and shit. I was watching The Professional. I was like, why the hell Matilda and the girl who we later seen on Bernie Mac and stuff like that, why they ain't get together and make a new version of Ghost Dog meets The Professional? You understand what I'm saying? Like,
you should have came back in last night. We stayed on there until I think it was like 2:30, almost 3 o'clock in the morning.
yeah, I was there. I was still up. I was up watching The Professional and shit, looking crazy and shit. Like Killer Priest just did something with my brother True Master. Shout out to Killer Priest and True Master and shit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you see the movie. Like I'm a theatric dude. You see what I'm saying? So I see the movie. And I watched this movie 4,000 billion times. You see what I'm saying? Forrest Whitaker made it that good. You see what I'm like? And then I got the DVD, so I'm looking at the behind the scenes shit, and I'm seeing everybody study martial arts and da-da-da-da-da, right? So the theatrics, Killer Priest paints the scene with him getting into that car to go do that work. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, off of Heavy Mental, that, you know what I'm saying, that album. So it's like with the gloves and him putting in the CD and rolling down the window. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, Killer Priest, man, we've been, looking for you, sister. You know, where you been at since basic instructions. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what you're dealing with right now. Guns, shootouts, crack sales, like the slow pan through the streets and everything going. I was like, whoo, like you didn't need no words because he provided a whole narration with this going through in slow motion. You see what I'm saying? So like those kind of intricacies to where, I look at something, I don't look at something the same way like maybe the next person may do. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, this is nuts to be able to interact with him and talk to him like that and paint that picture. You see what I'm saying? Because he got to go back. Because Heavy Mental got a story. Like I jumped out in traffic to get a Heavy Mental CD. You understand what I'm saying? Like the spot was closing. I'm like, y'all ain't closing till I get this fucking Killer Free CD. You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy like that.
Yeah, I mean, all the way up till now, like Ray did a 16, did a feature on one of my songs that ain't out yet.
That's what's up right there. We excited for those who've been around. You see what I'm saying? So like, this is a beautiful thing that, in the midst of everything that went on, cause like even in the camp, we took some heavy losses. You see what I'm saying? Like, how did you kind of, deal with that? You see what I'm saying? Like from a lot real to Papa Wu to, Dirty. You see what I'm saying? Like, how did you?
I think what hit me the worst, the one that hit me the worst was Dirty. And I'm going to tell you why. Because me and Dirty was in Riz's at his townhome in the basement, and this was after he had got shot in his stomach. And Dirty really was, from what y'all see, he really was like really a good dude. Like
Right.
me and him, like we mesh. Like he would talk to me on the phone when it was just like we had cordless phones and shit. Like, and he would be walking downstairs to the store, and I'd be like, "Where you at?" He go, "Oh, I'm in the store," and I hear him getting his shit on over the counter and stuff like that. We would talk, and he would sing, and we was sitting in the control room, and we came up with we would do This Must Be Heaven. And you know how Dirty he is, like, when the world, he was singing.
Yes.
And, I came in, now I can feel a love that's for real. And, we just sung it together. And he was like, we going to do that song. We never got to. He ended up going away. And it's crazy because Salima I forgot how it went, but Salima, I think she had gave him my number to call me. So I think he was on a plane from Detroit that day that they had the show at the Meadowlands. He was getting off the plane, and he talked to me before he was even getting off the plane. And I was happy as shit because I hadn't talked to him in so many years. And he reminded me of it. He said, I remember that song. And he said, we going to do that song still. And we talked a couple of other times. He told me he didn't think he was going to go to the show. But I was waiting for him to call me. And Salima, say Wonder Woman, sorry, Salima called me and said, what you doing? I said, I'm waiting for Dirty to call me back. And she was like, are you sitting down? And when she said, are you sitting down? See, when somebody tell me, am I sitting down? It's like, don't waste your time asking me, am I sitting down? What happened?
Right. Let's get to it.
And I could hear the tears in her eyes. And she was like, he was gone. And I just got quiet. And all I could just start doing was remembering when I was around. And like, I remember he went off in Chun King. People was in there doing hair and everything. And he just was like, yo, Blue, come over here. And I kind of came on the side of him and he went off. Like, if you ain't in the clan, bitches in here doing hair, doing this, get the fuck out. He was like that. Right. I remember when he told me one time we was at the studio and it was some other people in there. He was like, yo, sis, he said, you know how it is. He was like, your ass get hot because too many motherfuckers up in the studio. like we got along. We got like, that was my best friend, And I think that hit me the hardest was when he was gone. Like, I wanted to go to his funeral, but instead I got in a car from Greensboro the day of his funeral and drove all the way out to Terre Haute, Indiana, I think. And I started recording and I did this song called Return to Forever before T.I. even came out with Rod Slow. It was to that track. And I did Motherless Child. And I started, like, I just broke down. I wanted to go to his funeral, but I didn't want to go to his funeral.
Right.
Because I didn't want to remember a funeral for him.
Right.
So, and when Papa Wu passed, that shit hit me too. Like, a lot of times I'll shy away from going to things like that because that's not the memory that I want.
Right.
I hadn't seen, last time I seen Papa Wu was when, last time I spoke with him is I had an interview when he called in a few years back. But before that is when they came down to North Carolina and did a show at the Lincoln Theater. I was on stage with him. And that's the last time I actually saw him. But, I love all my brothers. Papa Wu, he gave me a lot of jewels. He gave everybody a lot of jewels. He was a spirit, you know what I'm saying? Right. And a lot of things that he did, tell me, a lot of things that I've heard him say, a lot of conversations that I've heard him have among the brothers and stuff like that. I took a lot of that in. So, that hit me too, but Dirty hit me the worst.
Yeah, I was in Iraq when I got that news.
Hit me the worst. Because I just talked to him that day and he was gone that night. He just told me, like, I was upset with him because I was like, you promised me we was going to do that song. But I just basically, I feel like, you know what? I'm going to do the song but I ain't gonna have no dude on there. I'm gonna do the song and I'm gonna do my verse like Dirty would do it. I'm gonna do the male verse like Dirty would do it. So I'm gonna be having a duet with myself. But yeah, I love that dude, man. But you know, I think about him a lot. Like for a while, I couldn't like hear people talk about him. Because I think after that, I think it was the awards that came on, and they showed a picture of him at the end of the awards, and like niggas had to jump over the table and grab me because I went off. I couldn't look at it. I couldn't deal with it. And I think it's the fact that because like I was so excited to talk to him again when he called me. Like for a while, I kept his voicemail on my phone until the phone completely broke. But yeah, I kept his, like, I would just call and listen to it for a long time. So, you know, right now when I hear people talk about him and everything, it still hits me. But inside, I smile because I had that experience of being around him and I knew he loved me. So, right. He was my brother.
Yeah, that's real right there. That's crazy. I got that news about Dirty, and I lost 2 of my friends in combat the same night. So every November since then, it'd be rough. You see what I'm saying? Between those days, like 2 days before it's born day, you see what I'm saying? Like it's rough. Like cats couldn't come see me for like 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Like cats came to my door. I was like, yo, you come here again, I'm gonna shoot you. Nobody came. They just like, yo, let him be. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so I'm thinking about my friends and I'm thinking about him. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like,
yeah,
I'm in these spaces like, this is nuts. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then I'm like, what the fuck am I doing this shit for? You know what I mean? Like, you go through all of that. You looking at all of that. You see what I'm saying? So that is a crazy time. And, you know, music, I use music as a tool to kind of help brothers I was with out there in war, like stay out of their own head. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, you know, Wu-Tang and like, you know, Black Market Militia, you understand what I'm saying? So stuff like that, using because it's still in the same kind of mind frame or level. I don't like using frequency and all that old nut shit no more. You know what I'm saying? People be using that shit like way overused for no reason. But it kept their mind in a space that wasn't heavy mental, that wasn't a holy war. Yeah. You got to reconcile what you do on a daily basis and not allow that to become you. So that's all you know, you see what I'm saying? When you see yourself, you're still able to see you. Not you fully, but you still see you. So, you know, Master Killer album came out around that time. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it's all there together. So when you hear, what's my joint? Old Man. I want to be Patty's special soul. You understand what I'm saying? It's like we in our soul just like giddy but hurt. You see what I'm saying? So we still doing this all together. Like, you big dummy. You understand what I'm saying? So we could take it through them places. You know what I mean? And I had a conversation with Papa Wu. And I regretted that I ever had that conversation with Papa Wu on my show because it didn't go well. It didn't go well because he had just come back from seeing Free up in the joint. And if I'd have known that, I would have waited. I wouldn't give it, you know what I'm saying? How can you come, you understand that, especially being the kind of man he was? Yeah. You can't come talk to somebody after that. So, like, you know, I was like, man, like, you know, my brother hooked me up with the joint. I was all gassed, you understand? I was going crazy, nuts. Like, yeah, I'm going to get to talk to Papa Wu, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know, it's on my platform. You see what I'm saying? And I was like, I guess we'll just do another one when the book come out. You see what I'm saying? So I could make a,
Yeah.
And the book come out after his transition. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn. Like, so it's just crazy that, these opportunities right here, when they present themselves, like, you got to grasp the hold of them and make the most of them. You see what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
a great, opportunity. So even in the midst of everything that you lose, you look what you gain. You see what I'm saying? In that space. So
Exactly.
it's definitely, thankful to be able to, have this opportunity with you. You see what I'm saying? Because we partying this year. We on some Gemini shit. I heard from my research that your birthday on the 9th. Is that correct? My birthday on the 2nd. You understand?
Oh,
so
shit.
we a week apart. You understand? And we're gonna have a motherfucker to be patties. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you, I am going to enjoy my 49th birthday.
Yeah, party time. For real.
49. Damn, I'm gonna be 50 next year. Ooh. Ooh. I think I'm gonna like that. But yeah, I just appreciate like every moment. That was just something for me that just, and I'm gonna tell you, like, I really didn't like being on stage or anything like that. I really, like I said, I was really shy. I would just stand in one spot like before that. But after Dirty died, I don't know what it is, but I'm a fucking monster on stage right now. After he, that shit just opened me up. Like, I don't know what happened to me. It was like, damn, there's no fear on stage right now. Like, I'm gonna go off.
Our Gemini sister, Bernadette Price, we got the same birthday. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So you a week after us. You know what I mean? Like, so she said the same thing after Sean transition. You see what I'm saying? It's like a propelment for her, on stage. So it's like all together. We got a
That's
crazy
what it was.
Gemini coalition, man. Like the dude to do the all-state voice. He got my same birthday.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, that's why he
started doing Allstate. After he started doing Allstate, every time I see him in a movie, all I hear is Allstate. Like, like I can't. It's like Eddie Murphy and Donkey on Shrek. Like, he is always going to be Donkey.
What about Donkey? what about Donkey, Shrek?
Yeah, right. Sing it with me, Shrek. But I was getting ready. Y'all probably wouldn't be able to hear it. I was going to play with a little bit of the Ray feature.
Mother May I? Do we gotta go back to that game and shit? Mother May I?
Yeah. I guess I could do that. Maybe. It depends on how my Bluetooth act, because I don't know if y'all would be able to hear it like that. But yeah, it's dope. It's dope. It was produced by Nick Speed in Detroit. I sent Raekwon the track and he liked it. And he told me, he said, I'll have it back in 72 hours. And I still didn't do my verse yet, but I plan on doing it this weekend and getting it to him. He was like, because he got it back to me fast.
Right.
And he asked me, a while back, he was like, yo, did you finish it yet? I was like, I am now. But yeah, I'm gonna just play a little bit for you. I don't know. Do you want to hear it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm starting off with a high note and all that shit, but let me see. Where is it at? I didn't even have it pulled up. I didn't even think I was going to want to play it, but that's the only thing that's going to kind of calm my brain down on talking about dirty, though. So, let's see, Raekwon. I got so much music. It is fucking crazy.
Right.
God, I really don't realize how much music I have until I like look in here. Like, what the hell? Damn. Like, I got too much damn music. But I got a whole lot of music that's getting ready to come out too. You know, got Geechee Suede on it from Camp Low.
Wow.
I'm going to get in touch with Meth on this other song that I got. So I'll probably have like 3 or 4 features, but I don't want to have so many features on it where it don't be my album anymore.
Right.
You know how some people, they got so many damn features on there, like people go towards it just for the features.
Right.
Yeah, I can't, you know, I don't want my album like that because I want to show people I could carry my own shit.
That's real.
You know, so, but yeah, here it is right here. Full track. This should be it. Oh no, that's his, yo, why can I not find Raekwon? Shit. Fucking iPhone. I hate iPhones. But anyway, you know, that's everything like in a nutshell. I got a lot of tracks right now from Silver Rings that I'm doing. It's like my work is cut out for me and shit. So here it is right here. I don't know if y'all gonna hear it, but let me know if y'all hear this. Can you hear it?
Yeah. Rez. Step. Let's go. What? I went on. I love you. There's no reason why I need you. Got toast, wine and forward, state dinners on black sand, cooler in the mansion, chops with your feet out. Gifts is by the foyer with a treasure chest of bras and panties, 200,000 in a bag for enjoyer. Because life's so wonderful, I copped you the fan truck. It's too small for me, I coughed it up, choked it up. White orchard seat saves me and you the vision engaged. Do it like the Jews, jump over brooms. So yeah, honeymoon's my honey bloom. Yeah, Daddy King blessed you. You so sexual, special is blessful. And I'm the lucky gangster cause my bitch bad and lay in the lab. Saying queen mode and lay on my 3-year-old. Dinners in Venice Beach, tennis freaks me, I'm Theodore it out. You flexing and Louis sneaks, a ball a couple with a couple of quarters, we smoking. This our world, baby girl, no drama like Mary or Raspberry. I love you so deeply. There's no need to wonder why. I need you so deeply.
All right. I gotta do my verse. I gotta do my verse.
That joint gave me chills, so. Like it's so
much.
Oh
man, wait till it's finished.
Yeah. So we got an exclusive. God damn it, Raspberry is in the game, and Raspberry is her name. Exclusive. Jersey Gemini in the building. Look at what Jersey is still doing for hip hop. You understand what I'm saying?
So yeah, that was everything in a nutshell, like the whole story, you know. But I still fuck with them. Like me, Meth, and Ill Will just did a song in 2018. The GOAT. You know, I did Cuban Linx too with Ray when he did Cuban Linx too. Yeah, shit is still moving. We did the Movement Festival in Detroit in 2018 for the anniversary. It was crazy because I came out and I did Release Your Dove live. You know?
Woo,
And
shit.
it's wild because a lot of people ain't never seen me, but see, Detroit is like my second home. So, you know, people up there know me. But it was like, I think it was wild for them to actually see me on stage with them. Because a lot of places, they never seen that. So the only places that really seen that was Raleigh, North Carolina, and Detroit.
That's real. That's crazy. So
Yeah.
now I need to know the stage performance feel now. You see what I'm saying? You was apprehensive at first, and then, you know, you got a thrust out there. So now what it feel like, you know, for you just even, you know, on the stage, man?
It feels good to be on stage. It's like when I get on stage, I guess the other half of my Gemini take over.
That's right, because we got it.
Because it's like when I get on stage, it's like to me it's like now or never type shit. Each time I get on the stage. So I'm not going to say I'm all dainty and girly on stage or anything, because I basically move like my brothers do when I'm on stage. I'm a different type of monster on stage. Yeah, I'm a little different, you know, than a lot of them on stage. Yeah. I'll come out and like when I go on stage, I'll do some shit that I never even planned. Like I don't really plan on anything when I go on stage. I just go on stage and just go.
Give me a wild stage moment.
I did Northern Lights in Detroit. And in between, it's kind of an intermission, like in between everything that I'm doing. I'll play one of Old Dirty songs and just let the crowd rock to it, and I'll sing that shit walking back and forth across stage. And just let the crowd go crazy with it and shit. You know, somebody mentioned it to me. They was like, yo, we seen the spirit of every one of them niggas in you on stage.
Crazy.
So, yeah.
So
but
what about
off stage? I'm just chill.
right.
I save that you know that stress from my chest. I save that for the stage.
So what is it
But
like
you will never
seeing?
catch me on stage in bra and panties and all that. Now you're gonna catch me on stage in Timbs, fucking t-shirt and jeans, or you might catch me with a catsuit and thigh-high boots on. But you will never see me. You know, you'll never see me get rid of my dignity across that stage.
Word is wrong. That's a beautiful thing. So, to young sisters out here who want to get into, you know, your lane, what advice you got for them?
Don't follow nobody's trend just because someone else is. Because just like trends come, they go. You know what I'm saying? I would also say be true to yourself, and don't, because it's not easy for a female, especially. You know what I'm saying? Be true to yourself and carry yourself in a way where you could still be womanly, you know what I'm saying? But give that essence of, yeah, I'm a woman, but don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to play me. Don't fuck with me. Get your business straight. You know, just because it's a whole lot of snakes out there. No matter how low your grass is cut, that you feel like you keeping that shit cut, or you think your circle is keeping that shit cut, it's still got a whole lot of mowing to be done. So you always got to be on point. You know, like I said, it's not easy for a female. So you just got to carry yourself in a way where you know they know you mean business.
That's real.
You know, and just like I said, stay true to yourself. Don't try to follow these phases like that. Do not give up your dignity and pride for $1 because it may hurt you in the end. You know what I'm saying? Just be yourself and just move forward because talent is undeniable. True talent is undeniable.
That's real.
Because I always said, like, I ain't selling myself out for shit. Because I'd rather have maybe 1,000 people in a ballroom than 1,000,000 people in a coliseum. I'd rather have 1,000 followers than 10,000 followers because of numbers or because somebody else like it or because of a phase. I want my people to be genuine.
That's real.
You know, I don't follow that other shit. I'm never a follower. And that's what I tell my daughters and everything. Always be that leader. Don't follow nobody. And everything will work out like it's supposed to. Just keep your business straight and just enjoy the ride, really. Don't change or sell out for nobody. Because I'm going to tell you, I will walk on rusty screws with cyanide tipped needles on top of them before I sell myself out for shit. That's why I'm a free agent now, because I see how this industry is or whatever, but I like the fact I got my freedom to do what I want to do.
That's real.
And I'm good with that.
We ain't selling out in Jersey, son. You hear that? Y'all hear that?
Hell no.
We ain't selling out in
Hell
Jersey.
no. Hell no. You ain't going to try to get me to do shit for $1. I'll make my own dollar. Fuck that.
That's real.
And plus, you know, I still work. That's one thing I never stopped doing. Even when I was with Wu, I always work. Because in this game, you need to always have a plan B. You don't have no pension. You don't have no, you know,
right.
If you got children, you want them to have insurance. You ain't got no retirement or anything. And when you don't have any of that and you gone, everything's gone.
Right.
What are you leaving for anybody? If you ain't up there making millions and millions and millions of dollars, what are you leaving, you know, what are you leaving for the next generation? Nothing. So the reason why I worked while I was with Wu is because I knew that. Because I like that guaranteed money rather than that what if money. When that what if money start covering that guaranteed money, then I may think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, you know, I'm good. Like, I'm basically director over artificial intelligence for a big ass global company. So I'm straight. And music is my passion. Music is what I love to do. I can never let music stress me or let music, you know what I'm saying? My passion is supposed to be my safe haven, not my worry.
That's real. Give them that one more time, because that's a quotable for life, forever. That's a T-shirt. That's a hat. You need to keep that. You need to make some money off of that. Tell them one more time, please.
My passion is music. Music is my safe haven. My passion is my safe haven, not my worry, not my stress. I will be damned if I stress over something that I love to do from my heart.
Mm. Y'all can get that from Blue Raspberry for $1,000 a shirt, goddammit, because that's a whole life mantra. That's a whole life mantra. You know, y'all vision board people and all that. You need to wake up to that. You need to check in the middle of the day, and you need to go to sleep on that. You see what I'm saying? Because we have a lot of motivating factors when we out here, and they want us to be motivated about certain things, but everything has a cost. So she's clearly telling you the cost. You understand? Like, this can't be the cost. You can't want it that bad that you willing to pay this kind of price. There's prices you're going to pay along the way, but not this one. You see what I'm saying? So
exactly. And it's because I realized that when I had my first son, I realized that when I had my son, and, you know, it was like, all I could think about is, what if he gets sick? You know, what if something happens or whatever? This nigga need health care.
Right.
if I go, oh, she has a retirement, you know, she got retirement that these kids can get, so all of them are straight. Just music, nah, that don't cut it. And I always say, like, if I get a label or whatever, you know, try to make sure that there is a pension. Make sure there's some health care, at least partial health care that's, you know, provided. Because people got families, they got to eat. And when these guys are on the road and their families hardly see them or anything, I'd hate for something to happen and already your kids barely see you. But
Right.
then if something, you know, you got to do shows to make money. And if something happened to you, it's like a basketball player. This is how I always looked at it. A football player or a basketball player, you break that fucking knee, something goes out, your career is over. You have nothing to fall back on. So I always kept that embedded in my head. So that's why I worked from day one, work while I was with Wu, work after Wu, work all the way until now. And I'm doing good as fuck. So, like I said, music is my safe haven, not my stress. No one should ever stress over what their passion is, because that is supposed to be your go-to, not your run from.
You see how she keep on adding to that book she writing? Okay. Motivation with blue. Okay. A 30-day guide to the rise. You know what I'm
To me,
saying?
it's just a way of life. You always need a plan B, just in case this doesn't work. You know, I get tired of seeing people where, you know, they feel like, I'm going to tell you, I get tired of people that feel like they're on top of mountains and shit because they making money and this and that and this and that, and everybody praising them. But what goes up must come down.
Right.
And when that comes down, then they're going to feel stupid. Ain't nobody praising them no more because they probably stepped on niggas along the way and shit.
That's right.
Because they thought they were going to forever be on the top. But there's always somebody reaching for your spot. People always got to believe that. There's always somebody reaching for your spot. So whether they get that spot or they don't, you make sure you stay solidified and your feet planted on the ground for you and yours. Because if you just go for this one, all of that other shit is over.
That's real. I remember that, what was that cartoon, the little anime joint? Afro Samurai?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think the most important spot on there, that number 2 headband. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, number 1, okay, obviously, but number 2, everybody was fighting for the number 2 headband in order to get the number 1 headband. You see what I'm saying? In that series that Chael came out with Luke Cage. You see what I'm saying? He said the man on the top of the hill. You see what I'm saying? So I love that. I loved it so much. I was sad because when I watched season 2, I was like, oh, this is it. It's over with. They're like, nah, they got Nightshade in season 3. I was like, nah. They did too much, too fast. I don't know if they realized what they did. Like, nah, you're not getting to season 3. You're not going to be able to slip that kind of information out through nothing ever again. Like, nah, they shutting all of those lanes down. I'm like, what? Exactly. I'm like, that Queen Nani, the Maroons. I said, oh, they put Marcus Garvey on the wall. Oh, shit, this shit is over with. This shit's done. This shit is done. You see what I'm saying? Like,
exactly, because at some point, it's not going to be anywhere to go.
Right.
And somebody's going to be right there on your fucking heels.
That's it.
That's why I said it's not going to be my stress. It will never be my stress.
Somebody might want what you got, but they don't want to go through what you had to go through to get it. You see what I'm saying? So they're coming to try to take it, and you don't want to take what come along with it, you know?
Exactly.
So I'm like,
and see, that's the thing. A lot of people want to be on top, but they just don't know what being on top entails, or, you know what I'm saying, what people got to go through. All they see is like the outside looking in. Some of these people are going through hell. But they doing what they got to do because they didn't have that plan B. So they got to damn near kill themselves to keep striving and going and going and going and going and going with what they're doing right now. I refuse to do that.
That wrestling dude, Hulk Hogan, been wearing tights since the 70s.
And now a bunch of niggas is wearing tights.
He can't take off the wrestling boots or them tights, and he been doing it since the 70s. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he was like, I quit, I'm not coming back, and blah, blah, blah. And then he signed another 20-year contract. Like, yo, what you gonna do? You understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, you gonna die in the ring, and they're gonna have a memorial service, and some young dude gonna step over you and say he the new Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
That's it,
Because people get old. And then there's always somebody coming up under them. Like me, I'll be 50 next year. So I'll be damned if I'm going to worry about a goddamn thing that's supposed to be stressing me. Hell no. Say that shit for the birds. I'm being happy.
That's real. That's real. I love it. I mean, I love the gift that is you. You understand what I'm saying? So I look forward to whatever you give us as an offering. Me and Heritage Hip Hop said we're gonna buy that book. So whenever that book get done, you know what I mean? No pressure.
Y'all really talking about that book, huh?
Yes. Because just like we need these, just think about if the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense didn't write books. What would be said about them to this day? You see what I'm saying? So they wrote their books. They wrote their books, and these things came out. So no matter what the world had to say about them, you can read about them from them. You see what I'm saying? So even if you just do like a little mini-series, like whatever it is, you tell your story in your way, in your language, so you can impart your information in the time and space that's necessary for you to get your message out for people who need it. You see what I'm saying? Because people going through a lot of shit out here, and it ain't nothing like receiving, life lessons learned from generation before you in love. You see what I'm saying? Because we get too preachy and crazy, and we be talking down like we wasn't young and wild and drinking Cisco, and I don't know how we even alive. You understand? Some of the shit we ingested.
There you go with that Cisco.
Okay.
God damn, I'm sitting here tasting the first Cisco. You want to quit that before they water that shit down. Every time something tastes good, they got to go water that shit down.
Right. I was talking to Fredro, and he was like, yo, you was drinking that Cisco? Yo, let me tell you what Sunseas did off of that Cisco. We was in front of the Chinese store. I was like,
everybody got a story. Everybody got a story off of Cisco. Like I told you, I jumped off the roof of my house, drunk off of Cisco.
Cisco was the only alcohol I ever drunk in life that made my jaws hurt. Like my jaws got tired.
You know what? I don't even remember what it did to me because I was so on. Like
somebody jumped right in there. It was like, whoa, wow, you said Cisco. Look, everybody know that death right there. Like,
hell yeah. Dude, like they used to call me Cisco. Every time we went somewhere, I would go to the liquor store and get that tall bottle because they only had berry and orange.
Right. Damn.
Berry was my shit. I went to high school sipping on that shit.
Damn, that berry. That shit came out of your pores too. Like you scored up, like they could smell you, like you reek. That's the only alcohol.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, the nurse. I'm gonna tell you. I think I never got in trouble for it though. What it was I just put my head down and act like I just fell asleep in class. My teacher never bothered me. And then it was like, they'd be like, you okay? I'd be like, my stomach hurt. Ow. And then they take me to the nurse. Now, my nurse was a G. She already knew. She said, take this aspirin and that orange juice, and you go in there and you lay down for the rest of the day. Thank you. I mean, what could they do for me?
Right.
They couldn't do shit to me. Like, what you gonna put me out? I already passed all my grades before senior year anyway. Like, what you gonna do?
Cisco, General Chicken, and chicken wings. like the worst combination in the universe.
Yo, I used to have Cisco, and we had a store at the corner in Pleasantville called Hop Sheen, and right next door to it was the liquor store. So my routine: go to the liquor, go order my what I would always get a shrimp roll, shrimp egg roll, and a pint of shrimp fried rice with extra shrimp.
Damn.
By the time I went next door and got my Cisco, came back, my food was done. There you go. I got food on my stomach. I got my drink in my hand. I'm straight. I just happened to just get a little crazy one time and jump off the roof of my house. But
hey, you here to tell about it, okay?
I'm here. I'm here. But before we go any further, before we end it or whatever, I do want to give flowers to Takitha and Say Wonder Woman. Because I cannot say, because I sang on everything that I did, but the songs that they were on, like when, Salima, she did Tragedy. I could never, no one could ever take that from her. Salima is the one that wrote Tragedy. You know what I'm saying? But, Takitha, I will always give Takitha her flowers. She gives me mine. She's also my Wu sister. There's, Salima, Takitha, Blue Raspberry. You know what I'm saying? I was there, Salima was there writing, as a writer. I met Salima later on, and I also met Takitha later on, so no matter what, they my sisters. You know what I'm saying? I got to give them their flowers.
Soul in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Rainy days and soul in the hole. Like, oh my goodness, yo. Like, like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. And I always want to give everybody their flowers. I give all my brothers, their flowers. No matter what happens, it's a family. You know what I'm saying? You got ups, you got downs and stuff like that. I will never dirty any of their names. No matter what. Shit, I could say Ice Cream. My name ain't on the credits on the album or whatever, but I'm not going to hate him for it. I'm not going to be going on, why didn't it? Nah. You know what I'm saying? I love my brothers to death because, at the end of the day, because of them, us meeting and everything, we did some historical shit.
Right.
That nobody could ever take away. So I give all flowers to them. I give all flowers to Takitha. I give all flowers to Salima. Always. I love my whole family. See, and that's just me. I love everybody.
That's that Gemini in you, the good part.
I don't like the bad part. The bad side come out. I don't know that person.
I love them both. I love them faithfully. You understand what I'm saying? Like, faithfully. So I'm Mum-Ra and Lino. Lino on one side is good. You got the sight beyond sight. And then when ancient spirits of evil transform this decade to Mum-Ra. You understand? I'm good. Let's go. Because you needed Mum-Ra to show up because we don't get out of character unless something out of character seeks to threaten something or someone we love. Like, okay, we done lost it.
Yeah.
We got more Geminis in the building. Shout out to the Gemini family up in here. Okay.
Oh shit! Hell yeah! I didn't know you was a Gemini. Well, that's what's up. I think Gemini is the dopest. The dopest. Anybody gonna think their signs the dopest, but Gemini is the dopest.
Tell them again. You understand what I'm saying? You could have.
Because see, everybody else got to deal with one.
Right.
We deal with about 6 people.
We got to deal with 6 people at any given time or more. You understand? Like 6 is like a low number. So just think about this conversation. Yeah. Think about this conversation. Like we on the outside, me and you looking. And who's sitting down at the table? Big L, Tupac, Biggie, Lauryn Hill, Ice Cube,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like we on the outside looking at it like, yo, that shit look funny, right? Oh, yo, that's crazy. Da, da, da. That's all Gemini right there. And then like who paid for this shit? Kanye. Kanye ain't that because we got to take the Kanye L. You know what I'm saying? We take the oh shit. Birthday is June the 3rd. The day after mine. You know who else birthday? Curtis Mayfield. You know who else? Tech from Smith and Wesson. You understand? Like, so June 3rd. June 3rd. But you also know who else is the Gemini? Charlie Murphy. And his transition day is June 3rd. See? So you in good company. You are in good company.
The day Wu-Tang Forever came out.
Yeah, there we go. That was one of my birthday presents to myself. And that album, to be honest, was the album that had me begin to start my quest of looking at and breaking down lyrics because
oh yeah, Prince.
That Wu-Tang slang. Oh shit, Prince, Miles Davis. Don't let me get into the Gemini bag. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
'Cause we got some characters over here. We gotta, take some L's, Cornell West and shit. You understand? We gotta
take some L's.
Take some L's out here. You know what I'm saying? I take a couple L's out here. But it is what it was. So yeah.
And I want to tell you, I'm giving you your flowers too, because you've been riding.
Right.
Everybody deserves that. And it's so many people I want to give them to. I can't name all the names, but from my heart, I just give everybody their flowers right now. 3 stacks.
Look. See. Yeah. That's how you move people out the room and shit. They be like, oh, I'm a Libra. And yep. Yeah, okay. All right. All your friends, your real friends, your loyalist to the loyalist friend is a Gemini, unless you crossed him or her.
Exactly.
That's your ass, Mr. Postman.
My favorite shit is every time I see something that got a and it means something, I'd be like, message. Message. Andre 3000. Yep.
Yeah. For real.
Yo, you see how the dopest people are Geminis.
That's it. We even had a Gemini president. Yeah. We take that Trump L. All right, we take it. You understand? It's all good.
But one thing they don't realize, I know with me, the type of Gemini I am, people don't realize like every day inside is a fight with me. Like I have all these people fighting with each other inside of me that makes me make a decision as a whole.
Right.
Like literally.
Right.
Yep. He said, "Are you both Gemini?" Yep.
Yep. June Geminis too. Make Geminis something different. You understand?
That's the cusp.
It ain't something different. We love them. So the example of the difference is Biggie is in May, like Big L. And Tupac and us is in, June.
His is in June. Yeah,
we're in June, so it's, Daz is a Gemini. You see what I'm saying? So it's like everybody had, the human beatbox that was with the Fat Boys, he was a Gemini. You see what I'm saying? Like, so you see, it just makes sense, the way that things was. And couldn't nobody tell a story like Charlie Murphy, and Charlie Murphy was a Gemini. Like, it's certain stuff that's there. Kanye,
hell yeah.
In the midst of everything going on in Katrina, Kanye is like, George Bush don't care about black people. Like, he said it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's some Gemini shit. And like, hey, I can't hold it. I cannot. Like, he couldn't hold it. I was like, yo, shit, hey.
Like, no matter how much you try to hold it, the shit is going to come out. Like,
right.
That other person's going to be like, man, move the hell out the way.
Oh shit, another Gemini. He said, what's wrong with my Geminis? I'm a Gemini also. We need a fucking support group.
Yo, hell yeah, shit.
We need a support group. He said, man, oh, my bad. We ain't talking bad about the big Gemini. Gemini is
oh, no, May is good. May is Gemini too. But when you're a June Gemini, you you got more fights to do in your head. You got more fights you fucking with.
Right.
You know, the May Gemini now JD, you know you laid back. You a Gemini. you act like you a May Gemini. I salute you. But them June Geminis, I do.
When we go off for the rails, we go off for the rails. We good. We go out our way to show love to everybody. Like, it's always love. So when it's not love,
that's why we go off the rails so hard.
That's what it is.
Because we love extra hard. And when that shit's not reciprocated, or we feel like we've been done wrong, or we can't take it no more,
right?
You might as well lock me up like behind niggas in one floor over the cuckoo's nest.
Right.
For real.
Right. Ain't Remy a Gemini? And I think Pap is a Sag.
Oh, that's
I think that's how that works. I'm sure Remy is I think she on the end of May too. You see what I'm saying? So she like right on the cusp. Yeah, right there between us. Y'all know how Remy get down, so I believe Remy is a gem.
That's a Gemini. That is a Gemini.
Yeah. So yeah. That's the correct. We partying this year. Fuck it. You understand what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
I don't care.
We gonna party over live. That's
over live. That's what I'm saying. We'll party over live.
Cause Rona fucked up the rotation. Rona fucked up the rotation. For real.
Rhoda and her baby daddy Colin, they had a child that said, "Stay your ass in the fucking house."
Hell yeah. Colin and Rona can't survive them. Can't get away from them. That's that motherfucker Gemini gonna stay away from. Like, we fuck with everything else but that.
Look, they put Kendrick Lamar too. You see, look, it's crazy. You have a wild ass virtual.
Like the names, just who they are, how dope they are.
Right. Yeah. Take that in.
I love this.
We gymtastic out here. Jersey Gemini.
You know, Gymerific.
Jersey Gymerific. Jersey gymtastic.
Now, you know, especially you being from Jersey, no matter where you are or whatever, you always have that Jersey in you. You always keep that way in you. You always stay that way. That's
another Gemini mentality right there. Like,
oh yeah, there's a lot of Geminis, Cindy. There's a lot of Geminis. And you could have, when you got 50 Geminis, you actually have about 300 or 400.
Right.
Because you got some that deal with 2 personalities, some deal with 4, some deal with 6, some deal with an unlimited number.
Right. So when they showed them, go look up how many of them cats that was serial killers, what they signed was. You better pay attention to some shit. Okay. Because I was looking, I was like, damn, okay. All right.
What, Manson? Wasn't, I think Manson was.
Did you say DMC is a Gemini? Oh, shit. Oh, shucky ducky quack quack.
Historical.
I had to shucky ducky quack quack real quick. I don't care what nobody else says. Okay. I had to shucky ducky quack quack on DMC. Okay.
Yeah, man, Run DMC, yo. I ain't gonna lie. When Peter Piper came out.
Yes.
Yo, but even before that, when they what was their first album? The one that had oh my God. The one that had It's Like That.
Yeah.
What was the name of that shit?
I don't even remember right now. Damn.
What was the name of that album?
That shit is torturing myself.
I used to play that album, yo. I used to play that album till that bitch was no more. Like till that bitch broke. Like till that bitch broke. For real.
Let my tape rock till my tape pop. Shit.
Hell yeah. But you know, one of my all-time favorite lyricists though, hands down, always is Rakim.
Right. Yes.
That's like, yo, when Eric B was president came out, Check Out My Melody came out. Man, I was crazy. That was like what, 89?
88.
Hell, oh, turn up the bass, check out my melody, and not a cigar. That was my
$11 before. Look. So you know, I go that dollars more right there. I'm making dollars before, and my name's the R. Yes.
Hell yeah, Eric B is president, and Microphone Fiend.
Yes.
Fucking BDP when they came out, Criminal Minded.
Right.
That was my shit too. But you know what? All that was all well and good. But then here came Wu later on.
Got to check out the W. Got to check out the W.
Like when Wu come out on stage, that shit just turns into a fucking like.
Yes.
It's just indescribable, yo. Like I've seen these niggas snatch mics from niggas on stage. Like just run up, snatch mics from niggas. Like just straight you know?
Yes. Greatest shit ever.
All the way to Dirty, you know, singing to a Henny bottle on stage. At the I think it was called the Warehouse in Atlanta. I had performed with them. Hell yeah, super energy.
That
like
was
the way I am right now. Huh?
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying the way I am right now, like when I start talking about that shit and getting all hype or whatever, that's kind of a taste of what I do on stage, how I am when I'm on stage. I can't wear no heels. Them shits are great. Because of the way I am on stage, I can't move the way I move in no goddamn heels. I ain't trying to be dancing and twerking and no shit like that. Nothing. Like I'm just trying to get on there and just beast the fuck out. Straight up. I don't care about no commercial shit at all. I just be me.
That's real. And
it's all about energy. Like I have to have shit that's energetic. Like even my slow song, it gotta make your head nod. It gotta everything. Like I gotta have drums. I gotta have bass. I gotta have that shit. I don't want that shit sounding all clean. That shit gotta be grimy. Like I don't like that really clean shit. That shit makes me like, ugh. Because RZA said, the dudes that was in Baltimore, the ones that did the song "It's Time," that produced that song "Don't Be a Menace."
Yeah.
He, after I got him to buy a bunch of tracks from him, he was talking to I think it was Divine or one of them. He was like, "Yeah," he's like, "This shit sound too clean." Yeah, this shit ain't coming down till I you know I gotta dirty it up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what I come from. Like, I need my shit to have some kind of grime to it. I need a sway to it. I need bass in it. I need drums. I need, you know, a certain energy with it. So me twerking in heels stage, they can keep that shit. Nah, they can keep that shit. That ain't even me.
And you can take that to the bank.
I'm bringing the energy my brother's bring.
Right. I love that. Wu Onyx and MOP, like, had to be the greatest gifts ever. You know what I'm saying?
My God.
Not good for everybody
Yes.
else, but for for me, those was blessings from from the Lord of hip hop. You understand what I'm
Yo,
saying?
when Annie Up would come on, oh
Yeah,
my man, yo.
yes, yes,
Oh my gosh, yo.
yes,
Fucking Onyx, man, when they came out,
yes.
I was like, oh, who these niggas here with this energy?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that just made me know what we started was really, catching on and reaching everybody. Because when you do something and then another group comes in and with the same energy you got or wanting, looking up to your energy that you have, and they
right,
come out like that, and then somebody else does. I think what it is that they saw, the good, they saw the dopeness in that. You know what I'm saying? Like I
hmm,
said, I like energy. I like energy where I damn near be fighting on stage. Like I like energy.
yeah,
Like I want to see motherfuckers jump. I want to see them like go crazy. I don't want people to just stand there like this. I don't want that. I want the bass to shake the fucking cement up under their feet.
right.
I like mostly drums. I don't like a whole bunch of instrumentation. I'm really drum driven. And it gotta be dope.
I think that was what made the South so successful because it came back with that same, kind of energy that was there. And, you hear that Trillville get on my level or any of that shit, like cats would
Mm-hmm.
lose they fucking mind. You know what I mean? Like I was in places like, yeah, this was off the chain. Like it was a great night. It was a great
Yeah.
night. Some great experience in the arts of Mortal Kombat. You understand? Because that physicality is missing. So just like that physicality is missing now to where you can't be by nobody and all that. You see what I'm saying? Like that, like we lost our minds in them spaces. We was with them girls that was like, yeah, we knocking and bucking and ready to fight. You understand? And they
Oh
were
God,
fighting.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in stilettos, they were fighting. Like so that war energy that's there, like boom, we got that, shit right there. Like it's there. It's intensified.
And see, that's something like I want it like I want shit to be like fun.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like DJ Cool, let me clear my throat. You
Yeah.
throw that on anywhere,
Anywhere.
what you gonna get?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Anywhere.
Yes. Yes. On the count of three, I want you to raise your hands and get down with me. Hit me with the
Man,
horns.
soon as you hear that, dun, 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 man, what? And then that should be like boom, da 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 da, boom, boom, da da
Ow!
da 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 da. What?
Have mercy me. I hope you don't mind.
Man, yo, like man, and especially the show will never get old.
Nope.
Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick, that shit will never get old.
Oh
Man,
my
that shit has
God.
such, yes. Just and the drums. That's why I said I'm so driven by drums. Hell yeah. Like man, that beat, yo.
Yes, it's theatrical. Yeah,
And then you got the audio too.
yeah.
Milk is chilling. Like that shit. Like those kind of songs, like they never, no matter how many years down the line, those kind of songs never die. That shit is there for longevity. I hear a lot of music right now, man. I don't see it 50 years from now, people still jamming that shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that. I don't see that. So, you know, I'm into that shit where I want people to rock to my shit. If they in the fucking, if they can't even get out of bed, I want them to move their bed around, yo. Shit. I want people like that phrase, 8 to 80, blind, crippled, crazy. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just aiming for one, you know, for one generation. I'm aiming for them all. I want to do shit where, you know, hip hop is really hip hop, where R&B is R&B. Like my whole shit is not, my shit sounds like it's from the 20s to the early 90s.
That's right. That's right.
You know, shit where you could have fun. Your child could learn a song and sing it around their parents.
Right.
You know, that's what, because right now, it kind of seems like the way the industry has, and I'm not even saying the artists, but I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. The plan that the powers that be done had, you know, it worked, but you know what? That true shit is making them want to go back to the real shit right now. Right. And I see that essence coming right back right now. That's why I've been chilling and shit, because I was like, it ain't even time. But now that I see they're trying to bring that essence back, slowly but surely, they're trying to gradually bring it back. Now it's time for me to go ahead and start putting my shit out.
Shout out to D Nice. Didn't he bring us back from the dead? Like he gave us the house party online and we didn't have to leave our house. You understand what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, what? And then remember the verses with Ray and Ghost.
Ooh,
you know,
shit.
that showed, you know, with Riz and them being there, Capadonna coming through there and everything, that just shows, you know, and you know, the Clan has had their problems publicly, but you see the camaraderie they still have.
Right.
And you see how, you know, they just was chilling and shit, and at the end, Thorough and them started playing up that old music and shit, and they were just up there dancing and shit like that. It was fun to look at.
That's a
Earth, Wind, and Fire,
right there,
and the Isley Brothers. Ooh. Man, that shit was beautiful.
So, yeah.
Ronnie Isley is a smooth motherfucker out there. He came out with, man, that dude's beard, yo, was a commercial within itself.
Right. I
was like, is that Ronnie Isley? And he was just like he always is, just smooth as hell. Earth, Wind, and Fire singing all, man, had to watch that shit all the way through.
Right. Nice in there again. Nice in there with his set. Like, whoop, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, all of these things are part of the experience. Like, this is the essence of your soul out here. Like, you know.
Yes.
When the Wu said we make music that you can touch and feel, like,
Yes.
I bought all of the Kung Fu flicks when they came out on DVD because I wanted to see which one has some Wu shit in it at the end, you know, in the extra part. You see what I'm saying? Like, that deeply entrenched in regards to, you know, what it was, you know, to hear Papa Wu in the studio. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, just to hear RZA in the background. You see what I'm saying? Dropping some jewels and some gems or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, all of those things.
Yeah.
Artfully placed in a certain kind of manner, you know? So to see, you know, I'm bugging. I'm looking at Forrest Whitaker on one side and RZA on the other side. You understand what I'm saying? like to see Timbo and them in the cypher with the ice cream instrumental. You see what I'm saying? Everybody getting busy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't miss, you know, those are magic moments right there. You see what I'm saying? Those are magic moments to where you like, yo, do you realize what like, whoa. You see what I'm saying? Like, I hope after this experience, you don't look at what you gave, you know, modestly anymore. I hope that you look at what you gave in the abundant spirit in which you gave it. You see what I'm saying? In a loving spirit that you gave it to re-engage it and look and feel invigorated and be thankful that you was able to give the gift, and the gift continues through generations.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
we could tell somebody about a purple tape, but they don't know about no purple tape because they're like, oh, is that what it's called? You understand what I'm saying? So we got to
Like,
recreate
hey,
it.
you got the purple tape?
Because we had the purple tape and we had the red tape. You see what I'm saying? So what that meant around the way, like we had the red tape, or we had the purple tape. So when the cat pulled out the bootleg, we like, get the fuck, like, what the fuck is that? Get that shit out of here. That's like, yo, Meth, where my killer tape?
Man, that shit's so classic. That shit classic.
So yeah, so those experiences right there. You see what I'm saying? Like I was a heavy, crazy jizz ahead. My favorite Wu member is Master Killer. Since the first time I heard him, a mystery of chess boxing. First rhyme he ever wrote, and then like his saga is crazy. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the last member. You see what I'm saying? Like, and his commitment to what he swore to, without taking oaths and that shit, but what he swore to. You see what I'm saying? And he's been that way since day zero. You see what I'm saying? So that immediately came to me because of that kind of charge, and that comes from that kind of mind, and it's effortless. Like you hear it emanate from him without forcing it. You see what I'm saying? So him in there, and then Deck, like that's not nobody you want to follow. You don't want to follow. Like why did y'all let him start the song? Like, why is he the first verse you hear on Triumph? Like, what the fuck? Like, Deck, what you trying to do to everybody else? You understand what I'm saying? So it's like,
Deck, like I said, they all had their own style, whether it was animated, serious, cut your fucking head off by guillotine. Like, they all had their own style. And every style, even though it was different styles, different energies, but as a whole, they meshed together. And that's something that's hard to do with a lot of groups.
That's real.
And the thing is, with things that has happened and things, the ups and downs that they've been through, and these niggas can still come together and throw a show and blow that shit up.
Right.
That should be a lesson to a lot of other groups. Like, yo, this shit could still happen because they paying attention to the overall of what is supposed to be done. It's to make the fans happy. The bag is there.
Right.
I think a lot of crews, what they do, a lot of groups, they let their egos and emotions get the best of them, and then they wonder why other groups surpass them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And them new Negroes who you don't know, you ain't been through nothing with, you ain't starved with none, you ain't suffered with none, you ain't go through no kind of life experiences. All of a sudden, that's the new friend. You see what I'm saying? I believe that that's what they were, attempted to impart with the Temptation movie. You see what I'm saying? You see the new friend hanging around, and then all of a sudden, everything, done went out of, and spiraled out of control. So, just even with that, like, movies like that, they come in with blessings. Like, okay, you want to know what all of the shit we had to go through back in the day? Let's show you a little glimpse. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like right now, people going for like numbers, everything's digital. But yo, when we did that shit, we had record stores and malls and on the streets and stuff like that. You had to have a street team. You had to have promotion. You had to go hard. You had to work. You had people had to get up out of their beds or leave home and go and buy.
Right.
The album or the single or in everything like that. They wasn't sitting at home and pressing a button like, oh, I got it now. No, in order to go platinum back then, it took work. Like you really had to work to make people get up, go out and buy your shit.
Right.
And that's why them plaques meant so much to me, because I didn't get it by just sitting there and accumulating numbers. I got them by all of us putting in hard work, street team, You know what I'm saying? People getting up and going and spending money.
Right.
Going and spending cash. You know, using their gas to get somewhere. Going
Right.
and spending that cash to do it. And so that's why I feel like, you know, it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to do that. I don't know about right now, though. I mean, it's a thing where everything's comfortable or whatever. It's a good thing where everything is comfortable or whatever. But you know, if that right there was, it was really, you know, it was really like work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Right.
know, we had to have that blood, sweat, and tears.
Right.
Yeah. Megatron, Voltron.
Voltron, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, but that's about it. Like, I got a whole lot of story to tell you, but I ain't even gonna go through all that right now. Am I low right now?
Nah, it was only when you got the call.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can say something for whatever part we do after. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just glad that you said yes, because I wanted an opportunity to show you genuine love in real time. You see what I'm saying? Like genuine love,
I
like
appreciate that.
for who you are, as a sister, and what came from the essence of your being that you share as an offering with the world. Unbeknownst to you, the world got a chance to hear and experience you. You see what I'm saying? From
I
your
appreciate
most
that for real.
coveted place. So definitely, it's all love shit.
So we
Well,
need to do this again, shit, like we did last night with Judah Priest and all. Just get on there and talk shit.
yeah, I'm open. You see what I'm saying? So ain't nothing to me. Ain't nothing to me.
So yeah, just hey, I don't mind jumping on. You know what I'm saying? You just let me know.
Word. So it's Miller time, like my grandfather say. So it's a wrap for me.
Oh, so how long we been on here? What? Couple hours?
Yeah, it's probably
Oh
about to
wow.
be done anyway. So yeah, let people know how to find you. I think somebody asked how much for a feature earlier on in the combo. So let the people
How
know.
much for a feature? DM me.
Word. So DM her. You understand? And let people know how to find you if they want to work with you.
Yeah, you can reach me on Instagram. You can reach me. I'm on Facebook, Candi Lindsey. You can reach me through any of them channels. Like all social media is the same name. Especially on here. Official Blue Raspberry, however I got my name on here.
Right.
You can find my music on Spotify, Apple, like all music streams. I got music on there. Got a lot more music coming out on there as well. So I ain't hard to find.
I'm gonna have a Blue Raspberry night on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna just go through the Spotify and run the stream up. You understand what I'm saying? So I'll let you know where that is in case you want to make a cameo. I'll be like, ladies and gentlemen, she actually came. We summoned her, and she came from the depths of Gemini, Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and
Gemini,
show
Jersey.
your love for my Gemini sister, Blue Mother in Raspberry. So gotta do it like that. I'm guarantee you I'm gonna do it just like that. So you heard the rehearsal right now. So when I do the stream night and you pull up, I'll be like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming just like that. Okay.
I appreciate you, bringing me on like that too.
It's love.
Bringing me on this, bringing me on your live like that tonight. I appreciate all the love for real. All the support people give me. I try my best to interact with everybody that I can.
But we got some people that want to talk to you. So whenever you get ready, you let me know. I set it up I'll be like unofficial Gemini PR out this motherfucker. You understand? We got
We'll
some
talk. We'll
platforms
talk.
and some peoples and
We'll talk.
stuff, you know? So, yeah.
We'll talk.
Word. All right.
So, yeah, I appreciate everybody that came in, you know, was commenting, everybody that watched, that stayed from beginning to end. Like, that's love, for real. Like, when I say I appreciate stuff, it's more than people can imagine. Like, I had people ask me for my autograph, and each time it feels like the first time I ever hear it. And that's when I really get shocked. Like, oh, you want my autograph? Like,
Little old me.
yeah, like, oh, little old me. Oh, little old me. So, yeah, we're going to do this again, though.
No stuff.
We're going to do this again.
Word. So we out for now.
Yeah.
Word. So peace.
So
Enjoy.
peace, all y'all that came in. Like I said, thank you. Thank you, Knowledge Born the Law. We gonna definitely stay in touch.
The saga continues. Wu-Tang.
Saga
Wu-Tang.
continues.
Bro.
All right, peace.
All right, y'all. I'm getting ready to go to bed.
Word.
Yeah. So y'all be good. Stay safe. Don't let Rona fuck up y'all rotation. Her and her baby daddy.
Right.
And then I'll talk to you soon.
Word. Peace, y'all.
All right.